Okay, so this is the plan. That's the old motor. My trusty old grinder died, and this is the replacement. Another Ryobi, but I had to pull apart the old one just to see if I can, I don't know, salvage something. And what I found is that inside of the old one was actually a 4.5 to 1 reduction gearbox. So you've got your input shaft here, and you got that. So now I'm actually thinking, why don't I just use this? So the plan is, I've drilled this out so I can bolt these up. I've just managed to remove all this crap that was sitting here. So now we've got this, it just needs to go onto that. How I'm thinking of doing that, instead of doing this kind of rough-ass threaded connection that is dodgy, especially when you've got reverse, I got this shaft. These actually reject parts from an Ellison 250 turbine that didn't pass the inspection, and they just have to be binned, and I'll gladly use them. So that spline actually goes in perfectly, and given that the forces that those turbines work with, there is no chance of it slipping. So what I'm actually thinking is just welding that onto that. It should hopefully be close enough, because this was close-ish, and I'm just going to make sure that I center it as well as I can. Then I got to cut that. I assume this is steel, but knowing aviation industry, it could be anything, so I'll probably just chop it here, and then I'll have to find some kind of a washer, check on that, and yeah, pretty much hook it up to that. So that's sort of the idea. The motor, that I'll leave as is. This bit of spline goes on that, and because I do have a flat bolt head that I welded and it was actually close enough, I'll just have to center it, weld it on that. So that's that part. This obviously plugs into the, I'm not going to plug it in yet, but goes in there as a reductor. This shaft, it's got a flat part like a step there, so I center it the best that I can, but the main thing is that that step allows me to level this. I've chopped this bit of that spline onto this. Again, going to have to center it, so there's going to be a lot of centering, which means it's going to be off, but I just hope it's going to be off enough that the play will be okay. That then, the spline actually fits that sits like that. This is bolted up to that. That, since the grinder, it's actually already got an attachment, so why don't I use it? And then the actual sprocket itself, again centering it, but at least with chain you've got a little bit of tolerance there. Pretty much what I'll do is I'll just weld this on the inside there, and I've already checked the clearances on the chain, it should fit. So that's the plan so far. So we've ended up with the original motor that's connected through the spline to the gearbox out of the grinder, which is a 4.5 to 1 reduction gearbox, which then holds the sprocket. And it seems to, I mean, as you can see, I sort of been building as I went, just measuring stuff up, holding it in place and spotting it in, and then welding it up. So, but it seems to be strong, and definitely works much better than it used to. It's finally done. The motor with a reduced gearbox is mounted up. The chains, I've been able to tighten them up quite a lot more, and which of course means the shelves don't flop around. And here's the result. So yeah, feels a lot more sturdy. I might even tighten them up a bit more, but at this point I'm pretty happy with how it's running. I'm not too sure if I need to do anything else to the chain setup unless I find any more problems, which hopefully I won't. But yeah,
Pretty happy.